Dogs love a nice ride in the car, but usually there's a human behind the wheel.
Right. A pair of dogs, though, didn't make it far after getting their master's car moving in a Walmart parking lot while the master was inside shopping. News Channel 3's Andrew Colgrove has the story.
Shoppers couldn't believe who was behind the wheel after a car crashed into the Wayne Walmart.
I didn't know dogs could drive.
An employee says she was on a break when she noticed a car in this space started moving slowly toward her. As the car inched closer, she assumed the driver maybe was somebody she knew who was messing with her until she saw this face in the driver's seat.
Dogs can be your best friends, and in this situation, they can be your enemy too.
The car crashed into the front of the building. The employee says a second dog in the passenger seat then pushed the car window down. After the accident, a store employee says they paged the owner of the car, who turned out to be a woman they described as appearing in her late 70s. She says she left her car running so her dogs could stay cool while she was shopping. The Wayne County Sheriff's Department says the dog had knocked the car out of park.
No, something you hear every day. But I guess, it is Wayne County.
What would go through your head if you actually saw a dog coming straight at you behind the wheel of a car?
I would laugh for sure, and then I'd be like, oh, wow, dogs can drive.
Leaving out Wayne Walmart shoppers wondering what barriers our canine friends will try to break through next.
Next thing you want to see them shopping or something?
Officers say the car and building only suffered very minor damage, and those dogs were just fine despite not wearing their seat belts. Andrew Colgrove, WSAZ News Channel 3, Wayne.
That elderly woman was able to drive her car and her dogs home following that accident.
You hear that engine hiccup a little bit, but it doesn't like being upside down. It's basic. So he wanted to bring attention to the Harvard Aircraft Association. So this is how he's going to bring attention to them. All right, he wants you to... Sorry, Rick. He wants you to see the truck, apparently. He wants to help with them out. Can you help them out? What's he doing now? I think he's going to land on top of it and give him some brochures. No! You can't be landing on top of a truck. Well, don't get that. I can't believe you're not kidding, folks. Doing a wheel on the truck. He's got one wheel down on the top of the truck. What is that? He said he's a real big deal. He would probably save rubber on his wheels on his airplane too. Is he actually going to do it? He's going to put both wheels down. He's going to land on top of the wing man. Unbelievable. Oh, he's got to squeegee the wheels, and he's wagging the tail at us all. Look at this, 75th anniversary of the 341 Airplane Plan. You see on the truck behind us. Look at that. He wants to make sure you don't get driving. He's flying formation with that Harvard. What do you want to do? What do you know?
The woman in that car says she was trying to get to her home at the bottom of the hill. That's when a couple of heroes saved her life. She spoke on camera only with WUSA 9's Stephanie Ramirez.
It was just something I'll never forget.
David Dempster is the man who filmed this heroic rescue. He tells us he had started recording for insurance purposes, and that's when they noticed a woman was still in her car in the midst of the flood.
The water was rising so fast, we were worried that the foyer would be flooded.
The man in the video tries to reach the woman, but it wasn't easy. He wiped out once.
This all happened right outside of David Dempster and his wife's business, which is just down the street. Dempster says when he saw the Good Samaritan wipe out, he thought the guy was gone.
But he caught himself and quickly organized everyone into a human chain to try again. At the end of it, Dempster filmed the woman on the other side, 29-year-old Jamie Knight.
I'm grateful. I'm very thankful. I wish I knew his name.
In the video, it took time to coax Knight out of her car. She tells us at first she didn't realize the severity of the situation. Once she did.
I'm not a strong swimmer, so I was really afraid of getting washed down the street.
The man stayed with her, instructing Knight every step of the way.
I'm so embarrassed I don't know his name. He was swept away. He could have died. He could have died. This guy is a hero.
Knight says she never got his name either, stunned by what had just happened. Her reaction now.
It makes me want to go back home and stand with everybody and help rebuild the town. Some of my favorite places are just destroyed, but the spirit of the people is really amazing.
Sometimes Mother Nature takes your breath away and makes you smile. The Kilauea volcano in Hawaii looks like it's smiling, and it's little wonder. For the first time in 3 years, one of its lava flows has reached the Pacific Ocean, producing spectacular scenes like this.
A couple accused of abandoning their 2-year-old to go play Pokemon Go. Liz Kotelik with the unbelievable story live. Liz.
Good morning, everyone. So the Pinal County Sheriff's Office says that this couple from Santan Valley left their toddler at home, went around parks and neighborhoods for more than an hour, all while playing this, Pokemon Go.
The child was found wandering, barefoot, wearing only a diaper and a T-shirt out in front of the couple's Santan Valley home near Chandler Heights and Gansel. It was 10:30 on Thursday night, the temperature still hovering near 100 degrees.
I think it's awful. I think your child should come before a video game, definitely.
When deputies arrived, the child was screaming and crying, trying to get back inside the house. Deputies found the front door unlocked and eventually located a number for the boy's father. When they called 27-year-old Brent Daly and told him they found his child, deputies claim he hung up on them.
I'm definitely glad they found the child and they reported it to the police. I can't believe someone would do that.
After deputies had been on the scene for about an hour, Brent and Brianna Daly showed up at the house. They initially claimed they left the child at home to go get gas, but eventually admitted that they had been driving around Santan Valley playing Pokemon Go for about 90 minutes while their 2-year-old was home alone.
Completely ridiculous that you would just leave your child at home for a video game. It's gone too far now.
Pinal County deputies say the child was red-faced, sweaty, and dirty when he was found. The couple was booked for child neglect and child endangerment. Their son, that 2-year-old, is now in the custody of the Department of Child Safety.
We have a bear inside of our house right now.
He's not kidding. That's a bear heading up the stairs. Rodney Ginn of Northern California came home to find some surprise guests in his kitchen.
I realized that there was a bear digging into the trash. Then I saw the 2 cubs come out.
He ran upstairs and started filming on his cell phone.
We got a bear.
Mama Bear wasn't far behind.
She charged me because she thought I was a threat.
And what's going through your mind?
I've encountered bears, but nothing like this.
The video ends when Rodney locks himself in a bedroom where he stayed for half an hour until the coast was clear.
Shot down over Syria's Idlib province, this rebel footage shows the remains of a Russian helicopter. Moscow says all 5 of those on board were killed, 3 crew and 2 officers, after it said they were delivering aid to Aleppo. For those still trapped in that northern Syrian city, the agony continues. Pro-government forces have been pushing back a rebel advance that began last night. The rebels are trying to break the government's siege around the city, but Syrian troops, backed by Russian airstrikes, appear determined to retake the whole of Aleppo. For its 250,000 inhabitants, the humanitarian situation gets ever worse.
Can we consider displacing people from their homes is a humanitarian thing? Of course, people could run away of Aleppo before besieging it, but they decided to stay because this is their home, this is their land. They want to stay here.
The Syrian government says it's opened corridors of free passage for civilians trying to flee the fighting, and for any rebels prepared to surrender. But so far, only a trickle of people have taken up the offer, and a British surgeon who's been working with local doctors accuses the regime of targeting hospitals.
In 2012, the Assad regime actually passed a law to say that it was legitimate to target hospitals, to target doctors, to target civilians, in fact to target anybody that wasn't involved positively with the regime side. So they've made it legal to actually bomb hospitals.
Amongst the latest victims of Syria's endless civil war, Qusay Abtini, a 14-year-old child star of a local sitcom set in the ruins of Aleppo. He was killed by a missile as he tried to flee the city that once was home.
Hours-long SWAT situation ends with one person in custody. It started before midnight at a home in Mount Washington. Christine D'Antonio is live this morning with what we know from police, and the details in this one just disturbing.
Yeah, they certainly are, Sarah. We are learning more details from Pittsburgh police this morning about this man who is currently jailed here at the Allegheny County Jail. He allegedly tried to flush a 6-week-old child down the toilet. This all happened in a Mount Washington neighborhood overnight. Pittsburgh police say it all started as an argument between this man and woman inside the Southern Avenue home in Mount Washington. Authorities say it was 12:30 this morning when the argument escalated into the man pulling out a gun and trying to flush the newborn child down the toilet. The woman was able to rescue that baby running outside to safety. The SWAT officers got to the 100 block of Southern Avenue. After negotiating with the man, they were able to get him into custody before 3 o'clock this morning. The woman and child were evaluated by EMS on the scene and were both taken to Children's Hospital, where we understand that that newborn is going to be checked out. It's unclear how far that child went into the water.
During the argument, the male pulls out a gun, and he also attempted to flush the child down the toilet.
మనోడు ఎങ്ങനെ దాన్ని తీసుకొని లోపలికి వెళ్ళి తీసుకోకుండా తినకుండా లోపలికి వచ్చేసింది బయటికి. లోపలికి రావడంతో మనోడి మీద ఎగబడింది. ఎగబడిన తర్వాత మళ్ళీ వాడు అంత పడి తప్పించుకొని పోయాడు. వాడు ఎంతే కూర్చుంది ఇక్కడ. దాదాపు ఇక్కడ వచ్చేసరికి ఒక 2 నిమిషాల పైన కూర్చుంది. మనోడు కలిసి చూస్తూ ఉండేసరికి మనోడు లోపలికి తప్పు పక్కకు వచ్చేసింది. ఆగనే అంటే సీట్లోకి వచ్చేసింది. గల లాగేసుకొని అంటే 10,000 కట్ట పట్టుకుని బయటపడింది.